Hello, Laura Weigel here. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to jump on and do a video for you today, a ritual for the full moon. This specific video today, I'm speaking about this beautiful spring equinox full moon in Libra energies. But I want you to know that this is a full moon ritual that you can do any full moon at any time, okay? It so happens right now that we're in this beautiful energy of this super full moon in Libra and in the spring equinox. So I love this energy right now because it's about releasing. Full moons are normally about releasing energy and starting off this new cycle. But this also being in the spring equinox, it's about planting seeds. And so I kind of want you to think about releasing what's no longer serving you so that you can plant the seeds and the intentions for what you do want to manifest into your life. The full moon being in Libra is about making decisions and about weighing your options, right? So I really want us to, before we start this ritual, to just kind of plant that intention of weighing our options about what it is we need to release. What is holding us back from being propelled forward and to living our best life? There's always room for change. This is the process of being a human, so we're going to be taking the time to self-reflect and to do this hopefully every full moon. Okay, so the first thing I like to do when I'm doing my ritual is to set the space. Right now, today, that's in front of my crystal altar. Sometimes I do it outside as well. Today in Las Vegas, it's very cloudy and chilly with a chance of rain, so we're going to do it inside by this space. So whatever space feels sacred to you. I don't want you to look at my altar and feel like you don't have an altar, you don't have all these crystals, but a place that feels private where you won't be interrupted and it feels sacred. So that might mean just bringing in some things that feel sacred to you. And so as you can see on mine, I have Buddha, I have Kuan Yin, I also have Ganesh back there, I have a butterfly, a dragonfly, and of course my beautiful crystals back there. So those are some very meaningful things to me and really set the space. The next thing I like to do, and I recommend that you do after you have set your space, is, well, I guess this goes along with setting your space. Music, for one. And we're going to chant our own today. We're going to make our own music together. I normally listen to this also on YouTube as I chant it, what I'm going to share with you. But for copyright purposes, I don't feel like I should do that for a live video. Okay, so music, also setting your space. And then I like to recommend either essential oils, candle, or incense. This is frankincense. That is what I recommend. It's very grounding. It's an earthy smell, but it also helps to open up that third eye and our intuition. And so it's a beautiful, sacred scent. And to me, it just really sets the space for doing any type of ritual. Which, by the way, I love to do rituals because it really laser focuses our intention and energy flows where our attention goes. And so we are laser focusing our energy right now on releasing for this full moon. And since it's also the spring equinox, about what it is we want to manifest and what this time means for us. I also like either Palo Santo or a little sage. And just to cleanse myself and the area, right? And just cleansing it of different stuck energies or thoughts. It makes for a deeper, better meditation, a better ritual, I believe. So just lighting my little sage on fire for us. And just kind of giving us a nice cleanse. Now, also what I like to do is use a stone called selenite. And I don't know if you are familiar with selenite. It's also super, super cleansing. Okay, this is one of those stones that just never needs to be cleansed. It activates the crown chakra. But if you just rub selenite over your energetic field, give you a nice cleanse. And it kind of almost, for me, almost like amplifies my energy, right? It just feels good and it helps me to feel more open. Selenite. All right, so now that we truly have set the space, right? We have our altar, we have supposedly our music that we will make together, our incense, and our sage. Next up, what I like to do is grab some crystals, and I like some very specific ones for full moon. Now, these are going to be kind of generic. So basically, each month, I specifically recommend different crystals based on what's going on astrologically. I work with an astrologer very closely, Jordan Macbeth. You might know her or have heard of her, and we collaborate together. And based on our collaboration, I have some crystal recommendations. That being said, I have some ones, I hate to use the word generic, but some ones that you can use for any full moon, right? And they're very readily available and easy to have around and to use in case you don't have some of the other ones. Clear quartz. Okay, this clear quartz happens to be a record keeper. Don't know if you can see that. Clear quartz helps to amplify our intentions. So that's why I recommend clear quartz. Whatever your intention is, whatever it is you want to release, this is going to help to amplify that intention. The other one is smoky quartz. This is a light smoky quartz, but you can tell it's smoky when it's next to the clear quartz. Smoky quartz is because it helps to release, right? And that's what we're doing with the full moon. That energy is all about releasing. So this helps to just release whatever it is. It's also very grounding, and it does help with meditation, but it helps keep you centered and to make those decisions of what it is you need to release and help you feel protected and grounded in this present moment. Rose quartz, heart-centered, nurturing, forgiveness, and self-love, so that you're making those decisions of what it is you want to release. It's best for you, for your highest and best self. And it really helps for you to have those peaceful feelings, but not to be so worried about, well, how's this decision going to affect everybody else around me, but what's best for you. So I love these. The other reason I recommend these 3 crystals is because they are all quartz-based, which means you can use them more than just meditating with them. You can also use them in some water, which I recommend doing for your full moon ritual, is making an elixir. You can set this out in the full moon overnight to really amplify the energies. Setting your crystals out in a full moon is a great idea. I have a lot of people ask me if you can't put them outside in the full moon, it's snowing, it's raining, whatever that reason may be, it's very cloudy. It's fine to put them in a windowsill, under a skylight. Cloudy is okay. The energy is still there, whether the clouds are there or not. You may not see it, but the energy is still there. So don't worry about the clouds. If you can't set them outside, set them in a windowsill, okay? I have too many crystals to set them all out for every full moon. So I make a decision about what I want to set out. Like if I've made a new bracelet, a new round, then they go out into that full moon so that they can receive the energies of that full moon. But I highly recommend setting out some crystals in the full moon, especially an elixir. Then the next day you can drink it, take that energy, take that intention in internally. You can also sleep with the quartz. You can put them in your bath water as well. So quartz is a very versatile stone, and I love to recommend these 3 for always and any full moon if need be. For the specific one that we're in right now, the full moon in Libra, and with our spring equinox, I did recommend some different ones as well, which you can see in my blog or on my Instagram. Okay, that was prehenite as well, moonstone, and fluorite. The reason being, fluorite helping us to make decisions, prehenite helping to release any emotional traumas, and what was the last one? Smoky quartz, again, to also release. Right, it was not moonstone, it was smoky quartz. But moonstone would be a great one, guys, Moonstone is a great one because it really helps. It's the stone of new beginnings. It's another highly one I recommend for each and every time as well. It's also highly intuitive, so it's another great stone. Okay, so now that we've covered the crystals for our ritual, next up, what I like to do is I like to grab my mala and I like to do the chant Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. This will help to release and setting that intention to release. So for the purposes of this video, instead of doing 108, which a mala is 108, we're going to do 27 to my counter bead together. Okay? So if you have a mala, that's fine. If you don't, I will be keeping track with mine right here. And I encourage you to close your eyes and get comfortable and to chant with me. Okay. Inhaling, exhaling, and the next one, you can listen to me first if you'd like and then join in. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Deep breath in. Hold it. And release. Bringing your head down. Slowly wiggling your fingers and your toes. Coming back to that present moment. Open your eyes and joining us. So that was a short version. That was 27 chants of Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. I'll leave a link as well. As I said, they have some nice versions to follow along with on YouTube. But I highly recommend even doing it on your own, as I just did in the full 108. There's something very healing about hearing your own voice and about using your voice and stepping into your power. So this next part of the ritual is where I recommend writing and journaling from your heart about what it is you want to release, okay? What is holding you back? And don't think about all the limitations of why you can't release that. This is kind of the pie in the sky, and this is just your heart's desires. So I want you to just write them down, your releases. Now, since this is also the spring equinox, I want you to actually make 2 separate columns on your paper. And this is where you'll write down what it is you want to release and what's holding you back, but what it is you want to manifest, what seeds that you want to plant during this spring equinox. What is it you want to nurture and see grow? What ideas? And what do you want to fertilize? After that part of the ritual is where I personally burn my releases. And so maybe even instead of making a column, you might even want to do it on 2 separate sheets, since we're doing a full moon release and a spring equinox manifestation at the same time, right? Because the release is what you want to burn. It's an act of trust. You're taking it out from inside, and taking it out, and you're burning it, and you're giving it to the universe to be dispelled. But the manifestation, the planting of the seed, is something you may want to fold up when you're done. You want to fertilize this. You want to give it a lot of energy. So you can literally plant it in the ground, or you can do what I do, and you can even place it under a crystal. This is my crystal grid here, and I've used the flower of life for my crystal grid because everything in the universe starts to grow in this pattern of the flower of life, okay? Including our embryos when they're even as young as at the blastocyst stage. This is how they multiply and divide. And so I like to take my intentions and bring it to my grid. And that way I can nurture it and fertilize it every single day by using either a clear quartz or a selenite wand and sending it that energy, okay? I talk a lot more about grids though in my course, so just kind of to give you the idea and not to overwhelm you. You don't have to do a crystal grid. If you know about them, excellent. If you don't, you can just place it on your altar. You can revisit it as much as you want and send it that nourishment, fertilize it so that it can grow. I hope that you found this video helpful and that it added some clarity, and that you will partake in your own full moon rituals. Even if I go to one, I like to do something on my own. It's private, and it is very intimate when it is on your own. So I hope that you got something out of this. I would love to hear from you. You are welcome to connect with me further. I have a private Facebook group, the Holistic RX Remedies, and I have an Instagram page, the Will to Wild Jewelry, along with a Facebook business page and this YouTube channel. Also, feel free to share this with anybody that might benefit from this, because I know I certainly have. Namaste, full moon blessings, and happy spring equinox.